the Carnoragus Rex. Longtime fans of the channel know him as the killer of the original Carnoragus Rex. But then I created the one and only Crimson Dragon Reaper, and this is the first battle that he will participate in. Today, we will see if the 3.0 can avenge the original 1.0. Today, I present to you all Carnoragus Rex versus Reaper, Earth Fox versus Inferno Dragon. Who will win? Let's dive in. Hello everybody, it is your host Inferno, back with a new video. Today, I am putting the Vermiculus Draconix Reaper, or in Paradox 3.0, up against Earth Fox's Carnoragus Rex 2.0. So, before we dive into the battle analysis, we need to know the genome composition and what Reaper is up against. Well, let's get started. Starting off as the base, it is Platyosaurus, which, the base for Carnoragus Rex. The Platyosaurus overall is a decent pick, giving Carnoragus the facultative biped stance, meaning that it can walk on all fours as well as on two legs, which will be very useful. But we are just scratching the surface of this hybrid's genome. Next up, we have Herrerasaurus, providing the claws, which is a little bit of an unorthodox pick, and it's not really the best one that you could have gone for, but better than nothing, I guess. So, next up, we have the overused Tyrannosaurus Rex. You all know him, you all hate him, hopefully, and if you don't, you can just unsubscribe. But anyways, T-Rex, I don't actually unsubscribe though. T-Rex, for this hybrid, provides foot padding to silence footsteps, increases the size just a little bit, provides the ilia for greater agility, enhances the senses, and provides the teeth and jaws, which on a Platyosaur-based genome, not gonna be that good. So that is the T-Rex. Then, next up, to further enhance the arms, Earth Fox chose Silverback Gorilla, which is a good pick to strengthen the arms. So now these arms can be used as weapons in combat. Effective, I mean. Then, for durability, he chose the six-banded armadillo to provide the hybrid with its shell, which may seem like a good pick on paper, but that shell is really gonna limit agility. But the T-Rex ilia kind of makes up for that. But the armadillo shell will be a decent form of protection, as it is bullet resistant. However, this does mean that his underbelly is going to be nice, soft, and squishy, perfect for Reaper's anteater arms. Then, next up, the Diplodocus was chosen to provide the hybrid with its whip-like tail, which Reaper has the Diplodocus whip-like tail as well. So, Diplodocus is a good pick. Is actually a pretty good pick. Then, next up, we have the Komodo Dragon, the best genome contributor in this hybrid, which provides Carnoragus with iron-coated teeth to make his bite slightly deadlier, as well as providing, I believe, some of the scales for extra durability. I think. I'm not sure. But anyways, spiny dogfish shark provides the hybrid with its fins, which are spines thingies, which I mean, sure, but not really that practical, but sure. Spiny dogfish also enhances immune system. Uh, Two different types of venoms. Then we have the last contributor, which is Spinosaurus aegypticus, to provide aquatic adaptations such as the nostrils being positioned on the top of the jaw. So overall, this hybrid is alright. It's not the very best of hybrids. And even now I realize that Carnoragus Rex versus Reaper, not Reaper, Paradox Rex 1.0 is a lot closer, and Paradox would probably win most of the time. But we're just gonna say that he lost in that fight, and now he's getting avenged. So, that is the genome of Carnoragus Rex. Then, let the battle begin. Starting off with the first category, we have speed. And Reaper is actually not as slow as you would think, as Shintangosaurus could get up to decently high speeds. Now, the Carnoragus Rex. He isn't that fast. I mean, he's lighter than Reaper, but don't know if that would make him faster. So for speed, I'm just gonna say it's a tie between the two. Then we have agility. And this category does quite easily go to the Carnoragus Rex, as Reaper's main method of turning quickly is by rearing up on his hind legs, and that will tighten the circle of rotation, then he can turn faster. But that's only when rearing up, while Carnoragus Rex has that ilia. So agility goes to the Carnoragus Rex. Then next up we have senses, and this easily goes to Reaper. He has the red-tailed hawk eyesight, and also has that Komodo dragon tongue, and Jacobson's organ to track down prey items. So his senses are a lot more efficient than the Carnoragus Rex 2.0. So senses goes to the Reaper. Then we have venom resistance, because I think Carnoragus 2.0 has Komodo dragon venom. I'm not sure, but the spiny dogfish shark spines definitely do. So who has the better venom resistance? And well, this easily goes to Reaper. Now he has a crocodilian, the immune system of the black caiman. He has a Komodo dragon, vampire bat. A Carnoragus Rex just has Komodo dragon. So Carnoragus doesn't really have the best immune system in the hybrid wars. So Reaper takes this category of immune system. Then next up, we have arguably the most important category, intelligence. And I just gotta say, Reaper dog walks Carnoragus in terms of intelligence. He's got red-tailed hawk contributing to it, Komodo dragon, black caiman, grizzly bear even enhances some of his intelligence, while Carnoragus Rex just has silverback gorilla contributing to intelligence. So this category goes to Reaper. Then next up we have durability. Now, Carnoragus Rex's armor is quite good, with the armadillo shell and the speculative Komodo dragon scales. But Reaper has Komodo dragon scales with black caiman osteoderms, which are then reinforced by alligator gar ganoid. So, in terms of durability, like, if we're talking about, like, the singular spot, then I would probably give it to Carnoragus Rex. But just overall, Reaper has much more efficient body armor all across the entirety of the body. The main thing that the shell protects is the back and the sides, but the underbelly is easily exposable. So, durability goes to Reaper. Oh, I also forgot to mention, but Reaper also has Orca contributing to intelligence, so yeah. But anyways, next up, we have bite effectiveness. So Reaper's bite is a slicing bite thanks to Allosaurus and Komodo dragon. Carnoragus Rex bite is a T-Rex jaws on a Plateosaurus. Doesn't really mesh too well, or at all. So, uh, not a contest at all. Reaper's bite is much better than Carnoragus's. Like Carnoragus's bite is just like completely useless against Reaper's armor. I mean, the shell could protect him, could protect Carnoragus from Reaper, but the rest of the body armor is doing nothing to protect Carnoragus. So, next, we have arm strength, who has more powerful arms. And I have Grizzly Bear contributing to extra arm muscle. Lestodon contributes the larger left radius to make the arm swing force even stronger. And then I also have Giant Anteater contributing to the arm structure and the claws. While Carnoragus has Herrerasaurus claws and Silverback Gorilla arms. So, I'll let you guys do the math on that one, but Reaper takes this category. So, that is the stats, the battle analysis, not the battle analysis, the categories. Now, who takes the cake in this battle of titans? And now, time to address the flaws of Carnoragus Rex that will give Reaper the advantage in this fight. First of all, Tyrannosaur jaws on a Plateosaurus build is getting this thing, like, it's going to be way too heavy for the head to hold up. So, like, its head would most likely be in a downward position, which would not be optimal. And they just had very different jaws, and the jaw muscles are not enough on the Plateosaurus to allow him to use the T-Rex jaws effectively. Then the next issue with Carnoragus Rex is the armadillo shell, which would limit agility slightly. Then T-Rex teeth would not mesh well on a Plateosaurus either. So, those are the main flaws I found with Carnoragus Rex. I could probably find more if I dug a little deeper on his genome, but that's all I have for now. So, who takes the cake in this fight? And well, I'm happy to say this, but Reaper has taken his first ever kill on the hybrid extermination program. Now, the reason Reaper wins this fight is due to the fact that he is just much more congruent than Carnoragus Rex. His weaponry is, like, more viable than the Carnoragus, and he can actually use his jaws in combat. And also, Reaper is just so much larger than the Carnoragus Rex. And that is a very important thing, because size matters a lot in these fights. Because a lighter animal is not going to be able to take the same amount of hits as a larger animal. And because, like, Reaper weighs 20 tons, a Carnoragus Rex is not that large. So Reaper would not only be able to withstand more hits, but he is also going to be able to deal out more damage. So, this fight, honestly, would be a cakewalk for Reaper, and I'm very happy to say that, because Reaper has officially avenged the original 1.0. Now, I am not one to leave a hybrid in ruins without at least offering some upgrades. Now, Earthfox, you are taking a lot longer than I thought you would on that Carnoragus 3.0. So, I am here to drop some suggestions for uh, Carnoragus 3.0. Starting off with some of the upgrades, ditch the armadillo in place for an ancient relative of it known as Doedicurus, which would provide the same shell. However, the reason that this armadillo is much better is because of its spiked tail club. Now, this thing would be incredibly deadly due to the fact that it has like spikes on it. You could like use vampire bat and like Komodo dragon to like coat some of the tips of it in iron. So Doedicurus would be an infinitely better choice than the armadillo. Then next up, ditch the Plateosaurus base genome. It's not really much help, and it's not that large. And instead, I would suggest using Ingentia Prima in place of it, because the Ingentia is larger than the Carnoragus Rex, but it comes with all the same benefits. And not to mention the fact that it has a very large talon on its front limbs, which would already mean that this hybrid would be used to using its arms in combat, and you could just make it a lot better. Then the next thing, do not use T-Rex in your new hybrid in the Carnoragus 3.0. I'm begging you, Earthfox, do not. Okay? It's so overused. I hate the T-Rex so much. I'm sorry, but I just do. So, in T-Rex's place, I think you should use something like a Carcharodontosaurid or something like that, because they do not require much jaw muscle attachments, or better yet, use like a crocodile, because they do not require much jaw muscle attachments, and you can like use that to modify some of the structure of the skull and to like make sure that the bite actually works. Or you could use like a Carcharodontosaurid. And even on the new Ingentia Prima base, you could like implement like a crushing bite. So there's a lot more room to work with, and hopefully you find some of my suggestions helpful for this Carnoragus 3.0. So, Earthfox, Reaper will be patiently waiting for uh, Carno 3.0. Oh, and also, we will send you a little present in the mail. And as always, I've been the Inferno Dragon, and goodbye.